Hello everyone. Oh my god, we've got some insane news. Hasbro is going loco, man. They're just dumping stuff. Like, they're releasing a lot of content. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when they said they're gonna do a little bit more than before, I was like, I want to wait and see. Yeah, so I guess they weren't joking when they said they're gonna have content for Rise. This is the Infinity Brink battle set. Now, the stadium itself looks pretty cool. It's green, obviously you gotta have green. You can see there's a weird little groove in the center. I don't know how that's gonna work with the bays. You can see, I think this stadium, and I'm not trying to say that just because, but this stadium looks like Hypersphere-wise, it's gonna be very good with how the bays are gonna move around and everything. You can see how much they're jumping. My theory for this stadium is that how they're jumping and everything, it's definitely gonna be something like that. It's gonna be a really crazy jumping stadium. I would have thought this would have had the Apocalypse and Genesis maybe paired up with the Big Bang armor or the Eclipse armor, whatever you want me to call it. Comes with 2 bays, Sword, Dragon, and Wizard LUINOR. Now, me and Cypress did do some digging on the app from before, so there was a bunch of recolors that were in the app. And there's also a Balkesh one. There's I'm pretty sure there's a Zvi Zone Balkesh, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look at the back of the packaging, where they actually show off all the stats and everything. This looks sick! Okay, Sword Dragon, D06, TH02, whatever, spread, whatever. Wizard LUINOR, D14, old disc, whatever, okay. Stats 1 and 5, and then after 3 and 3. Okay, yeah, we get a better idea of the stadium. The battle ring's in the center. Makes sense. Vertical wall, Brink. This looks sick. Like, this is pretty cool. And say what you want about Hasbro, their stadiums are always pretty good. Now, I would say, though, that this stadium feels a lot more for the Hypersphere element. Like the other Hypersphere stadium, the previous set one, that one was more, I would say, you could use like even TT bays on there and it'll work fine. This one's more like it's really pure Hypersphere. I'm super interested to see how they're going to perform in this stadium. We have another image following up with, load it, please, thank you. We have another image that loads up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The size looks to be obviously the same. Well, the size looks to be the same as the other set one. So I'm thinking not too big, maybe as big as the one that had Genesis Valtryek and Kinetic Satum, the Starstorm, or whatever. That looks cool though. That actually looks cool. The recolors are like whatever. At least IRL they don't look that bad. And the app kind of looked a little bit weird, but yeah, that looks sick. That looks sick. It doesn't stop there. There's 2 new listings. One is my theory, and the other one we know. So they are doing Flare, and they are doing another one that's called Soul LUINOR. Now, my theory, okay, so Myth Odux, we know Knockout Odin was released in GT, and we know for another LUINOR, Tact Longinus. So my theory is either it's going to be the same bases modified, or it's going to be changed up a little bit. Because I think it's Tact, or they're going to modify it. It just makes sense. They did Cosmic Valtryek, they did Lord Spryzen. Makes sense. The other one, Flare Cobra C5. Cobra! That's so interesting. Oh, also Hydrax for Hydra, even though Hydrax technically is like Typhoon's evolution, but it's not, but that's a whole nother story. Flare Cobra, so obviously it's not going to have the metal balls that Flare has. Like, I actually have my Flare right now on the stadium. But Flare Cobra, yo! Hey, they did what I said they were gonna do. I said they're most likely just going to get these random booster stuff or these layers and just put on Hasbro exclusives, which is pretty smart because it makes a lot more sense for them to do that than, let's say, put it on, make a Flare Dragon D5. I honestly prefer it that way. I think that's a very smart choice on Hasbro's part, like how they did Cosmic Kraken, etc., etc. Now the thing is though, and this is something I'm very interested in, is that I want to know how good Flare for Hasbro is going to be. Now, before all of you try to say, oh, but isn't Zutron Z4 the one that doesn't have the metal bars, the metal balls, the worst Hasbro bait? No, actually, funny enough, it performs better than the TAKARA TOMY version and beats it quite a bit. I'm curious if the same is going to be for Flare Hasbro, or how good is that going to be? I'm also wondering, are they going to do a version of Around and turn that into a disc and have like Planet Hypersphere? I'm super curious on that one. I gotta say, I'm very excited. Like, after seeing the use of Shield Kirbyus, I'm like, okay Hasbro, I see you. And then all of this, man, if they're pumping out content like this feels way more than whatever Cho-Z, or excuse me, Turbo has for Hasbro. This is definitely a step in the right direction. If, you know, if people don't really like the base too much or whatever, then, and there's an issue with how much is being distributed, making all this content is very good. This is definitely going to stretch the life of Rise in a good way. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That is where we're ending off this video. What are you most hyped for? Please tell me. And thank you for watching.